So I was really sad. I prayed, like my soul, my heart, my being, like everything inside me was aching for this plant because I love her so much. So this is H4n, and H4n is a ZZ plant. He is new to the family. I've had him for less than a week. And then we have, so we have Amma. Amma is one of the first plants that I ever bought, and me and her have been through so much. I literally thought she was gonna die on me. She gave me loads of sleepless nights, but she is doing much better. There's loads of new leaves starting to come in, thank God. And then we have Attar Kakra. So Attar is a female twin, and Penny means the oldest. So she is a ficus plant, so Ficus elastica, aka rubber plant. And Amma is a arca palm. I also have over here, which is a snake plant, aka mother-in-law's tongue, and this particular one is the biggest one I have, and her name is Obaya. So she also has a Ghanaian name. Amma has a Ghanaian name. And then I also have another mother-in-law's tongue. This one is a male, so this is Penny, which is a name for a male twin, the oldest male twin. And that one is Kakra right there, which is the youngest male twin. And then I have this baby right here, and her name is Imani, and Imani is an elephant ear plant. And then I have Sahar, which is a Monstera deliciosa, and Sahar actually was propagated from Nabija. Nabija is huge, as you can see, and I propagated Sahar off her. I have the whole process on my Instagram if you want to check it out. And then we also have Attar Kakra, so the youngest of the female twins, and that's the oldest of the female twins. So they're both ficuses, Ficus elasticus. They're just different variants of it. So this is a variegated one, that's why it's got the leaves like that, and this is just the original ficus rubber plant. And then I also have this one, which is Xavier. I just got Xavier 2 days ago, and I need to repot him. As you can see, the roots are so big that the pot is completely misshapen. But he's gorgeous, he's huge, so I can't wait to do that. Hey guys, it's Layla. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm living my full truth as a crazy plant lady. Yes, that's me. This video has been a long time coming. You guys have requested it. I have intended to do it for a really long time, but I've just never gotten around to it. But yeah, today is the day. So meet my family, my beautiful children. I love them very dearly. I started keeping plants in my bedroom about 3 to 4 years ago. But we've always had plants in the house. So my mum has her own plants in the living room that she really loves. Like, you know, in the morning you see her praying over her plants, and she anoints her plants with oil and all this stuff. And we've always had plants in the house for as long as I remember. When we lived in Ghana, our house was full of plants. We had like a whole conservatory area just full of plants and like chairs, and it was just so beautiful. And then when I joined my mum over here in the UK, she also had plants. So we've always had plants in the house, but it's only about almost 4 years ago that I personally decided that I wanted to keep some in my room. So I actually started off with 2 plants, and it was an Arca palm, which is this baby right here, and the other one was a dragon plant, which is actually over in that corner because I forgot to move it over to add to everything. But yeah, I've moved all my plants in this corner for the purpose of this video. Those are the first 2 plants that I had. I loved them really, really dearly. Then the plant I got after that is this bad boy right here, Nabija. So I purchased Nabija, and I also purchased one for my mum. So it's Nabija and Nadia. Nadia lives in the living room because she has an owner, you know, she has a mother that is not me, she's not I. And of course Nabija lives here with me. And then I think following on, I don't remember what order the purchases were in, but altogether I have 12 like full-sized plants in my bedroom. I also have some plants in the kitchen that I purchased with my own money, so I always try and make that clear to my mum that they're mine. Because you know, girl, when I'm trying to leave the nest and take my babies, I'm gonna be like, okay, this one's coming with me too, girl. And I don't want her to be all surprised and shocked, okay? So yeah, these are the kids, and I love them dearly. And I'll tell you the different types of plants that I currently have. As I mentioned, there's 12 altogether. 12 officially as of 2 days ago. It was 11, but it's now 12. I have an Arca palm, which I would have introduced already, or I'm going to introduce all of them by their names in a clip coming up, because it's a little bit hard for me to film myself and then also film them and then record me talking and everything else. So I have an Arca palm, I have a Ficus elastica, which is also known as a rubber plant. I have a ZZ plant, I have 2 of those. And ZZ plants are also known as a Zanzibar plant, I believe so. A Zanzibar plant, because they are East African originally or natively. I also have an elephant's ear plant, which is this one here. I have 3 different mother-in-law's tongues. And I have Nabija is a Monstera deliciosa, which is a Swiss cheese leaf plant or Swiss cheese plant. And so is Sahar, of course, because Sahar is born of Nabija, bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh, the Eve to the Adam. And this is another ficus right here next to me. I also have various like succulents and cacti whom I do not name because I just don't name them. I feel like they're so small that they're like my eggs in my ovaries rather than like my actual like birthed children. Do you know what I mean? So it's a bit odd for me to give like names to the eggs in my ovaries. So yeah. And I did get you guys to submit some questions to me on Instagram, which I'm gonna answer, but I'm gonna quickly give you a few, I guess, facts or tips from my perspective as a plant mum. And I think all these questions are probably going to be answered through the questions anyway, but just to let you guys know, straight off the bat, I don't have any insect infestations in my room. I don't have worms, which is something that someone's asked me previously. I don't know how I would have worms in my room. There's no soil, like it's concrete on the floor. But the plants themselves don't have any worms in the soils. I've never had like an insect infestation. I've never had any issues or diseases with any of my plants apart from Amma. So the beginning of summer, guys, my heart was I was going through so many things already, but then I don't know if it was me projecting like this over feeling of like dying or whatever onto her. But every morning I would wake up and one of her leaves would like literally be limp and dead. And when I say dead, I don't even mean just yellow, I mean like brown crispy dead. And I noticed that it was happening, like the death was happening from the roots. And it filled me with so much sadness, guys. Like every day I would wake up and this would be the problem. So currently she's about half the size that she used to be at the beginning of the year, because so many of her leaves just died. I did my research and I found out that it was possibly palm disease, which palm trees can get. And it is uncurable. So I was really sad. I prayed, like my soul, my heart, my being, like everything inside me was aching for this plant because I love her so much. Like I said, she's like one of the first plants that I ever bought. I was really sad. It got to the point where there was like 5 leaves left on there. And my mum was like, do you know what, just put her outside and let the recycling people take her, because at this rate she's just like shedding everywhere. And I was like, okay. And I didn't do it, and literally a week after I noticed that there was this long stick shooting out, and that's how the leaves come. So all the leaves come as long sticks. That's what I first noticed. And then the second thing I noticed is that I wasn't waking up to like leaves dying anymore. So I was like, okay, like something's happening here. And over time it's picked up. It's now kind of doubled in size to what it was when it was dying. But it's still nowhere near like what it used to be. She's literally the shell of the woman that she used to be. But I'm really thankful to God for sustaining her life. She makes me really happy, and I'm happy to see that she's flourishing and thriving. So yeah, I'm gonna jump into the questions, and I'm pretty sure that the questions will have the answers to all the things that you guys want to know. So yeah, let's jump right in. Okay guys, so I'm gonna work my way through the questions, and I'll do the ones that aren't a duplicate, because I see that most of you guys have similar questions for me. So the first one is by iJax or Iojax or iJax _ and it says, if you have indoor plants, should you keep your house at a certain temperature? The actual correct answer to that is yes. But at the same time it's quite hard, because depending on what types of plants you have, they all require kind of different things. I personally don't. My room is what it is, and my plants just have to live with it. However, like plants that don't like to be cold, I keep them away from windows and doors where draft might come in. Plants that like to be directly in the sunshine, I put them there. Plants that like shade, I put them there. But I don't keep my room a certain temperature for my plants. It is not a greenhouse in here, okay? It might look like one, but it's not. But if you have the means to do so, and you can find a temperature that will be good for all your plants that acclimatize to, then of course you can go ahead and do that. The second question is from Chiku, and it says, what do you do to make the leaves so glossy? LOL, do you wipe them? They are flourishing. Thanks girl, they be flourishing. When my plants are flourishing, I'm flourishing, okay? Yes, I do wipe my plants. I wipe my leaves, and I tend to just use like warm water with like a little bit of soap in it, like a really small amount of soap, just to help get any dust that might be on there. I also bought these. I'm going to show you. I bought these leaf wipes a few months ago, and it's dry. They've all dried up. It's quite expensive. I don't recommend you buy these. It does, however, make your leaves really shiny, but it's just done all wrong. Like, the packaging is not suitable for the wipes, and as a result of that, they do dry out really quickly, or in my case, completely dry out. also the issue with this is like one wipe will do like 2 leaves. So if you have huge plants like I do with big leaves, it will literally take you like the whole pack in order to clean your plants. So it doesn't make sense. I do regret it, but it's too late to do anything about it. However, the feed that I use for my plants is by Baby Bio. I use Baby Bio. That's the feed that my mum has always used for like a lifetime. And that's the feed that I use as well. So I'm going to get into how often I feed my plants with plant feed when the question comes up, because I already know that someone's asked me. So yeah. Okay. So Sashi Simpson says, hi Neffy Fro. Hi girl. I really need to know what the best way to look after aloe vera plant is. Just so you guys know, I don't want you to feel like I am special. I'll tell you from now, I have killed 4 plants, okay? 4 plants have died in my care. 2 of them were aloe veras from IKEA. So yeah. Oh, so my first 2 plants that I bought, Kofi and Amma and Kofi, I purchased those in IKEA. And they are still alive, but any other plant that I've ever purchased from IKEA since has like died really dramatically. So I've purchased 2 different aloe variants from IKEA. The first one was like the really skinny aloe sticks. The second one was like the slightly bigger aloe stick, but not like the big aloe stick, right? In terms of houseplant aloes and not outside aloes. Both of them died really dramatically, and I followed aloe vera care to the T, but they died. So I'm not going to give you any plant care tips on aloe vera, because I too have killed aloe veras, and I don't know why. I followed the plan to the T, and I don't know if it's because when it comes from IKEA into my room, it really finds it hard to acclimatize. The environment just isn't right for it. That could be a reason why. So sometimes when your plants die, it could just be that they just didn't adjust well to the new environment, and sometimes it's good to repot them when you get them. So yeah. Next question is by Whitney Whitnyam. How many plants do you have? And which ones exactly? I'm currently on 11 in my tiny studio flat. So yeah, like I said, I'm on 12 in my tiny bedroom, not even the house, in my bedroom. And I've just gone through which ones I have already. So that girl from Paris says, hey, how do you take care and repot your Monstera Deliciosa? So when I first bought my Monsteras, so both Nabija and Nadia, when they arrived, because I ordered them online from a nursery, I'll put the links to like different places that I've purchased plants from in the description box. When they came, they were too big for the pots that they arrived in, so within that week I did repot them. I think this was when I was really active on Snapchat, so I did put it up on my Snapchat when I repotted both of these plants. And I just wanted to repot them before they became like acclimatized to the room, because of course when you repot plants, it's like a shock to their system. So I just wanted to do everything like around the same time, so it didn't have to go through too much trauma. So that's what I did. How many? Okay, done that one. Where do you get your plants? Yes, so like I said, I've gotten 2 plants from IKEA, plus the aloes that died, RIP. I never gave them names, which makes it really like, it makes it much better. It's much sadder to say like Tom has died than it is to say my aloe died. Trust me. So yeah, so IKEA, I got those. I also got mini cacti from IKEA, like everyone does. But most of my actual like plants are from nurseries, and like I said, I will link those below for you guys to check out. Plants for low light. Really good plants for low light are, oh lord, so heavy. ZZ plant is okay. If you're looking for a plant that you cannot kill, like you literally can't kill this plant, it is so durable. It is perfect for low light. It's perfect for a corner. If you hardly have any sunlight in your room, like this is your baby. It doesn't like a lot of water, so you can go on holiday for like 3 months and come back and it's probably going to be okay. It just needs to be watered thoroughly but sparingly, and not too much, because you can kill it. Too much water will kill it, but like you just don't have to do a lot with it. You can water it like once a month, if not like once every 1.5 months if it's well watered, and it's perfect. So for all of you guys that are looking for a first time plant, a ZZ plant is perfect. The next plant that's really good for low light and perfect for a first timer, doesn't need a lot of maintenance, is a dragon plant. My friend over there, I'll insert a picture here somewhere for you guys to see, but another very, very, very good plant for low maintenance, low light. And then this bad boy right here. So the mother-in-law's tongue, they don't need you to do anything for them. It doesn't even like water. You can just water it sparingly. I water mine maybe like once a month and every now and then. And also when I do water them, I like to mimic its natural environment. So of course, if it was to rain, the plant will naturally collect water in its little crevices, which will then naturally seep into the roots. So when I do water them, I water it sparingly to cover the whole of the soil, very sparingly, and then I will put the rest of the water actually inside the plant. Not too much. Once again, it doesn't like too much water, but that's what I do, and that allows it to slowly seep in and like seep down. So yeah. Okay, the next question is hi Layla, can you show us how you keep all your plants in a small space? Well, I suppose this is pretty much it. I have the majority of my plants are in this corner behind me where I film, where you guys see them, and then I have a few dotted around the room. I have a window which you can't see off camera, just right there. I have a cove which I'll show you, and then I have a window there, and I also have a window right here, which is why I tend to sit here to film, and on the odd occasion I'll sit there in front of my bed with the window right in front of me, so I get a good amount of light coming into the room. None of my plants like to be in direct sunlight, but they all need a degree of light. The ones that don't care for light, I put in different corners, but even so, because there's so much light coming in my room, they all get like a good amount of light, if that makes sense. I want to start growing in my room. Any tips on how to start? Just go for it. I didn't even look into what type of plants I should get or anything like that. I just went out and I was like, I'll take this one and I'll take that one, and that's how my journey started. But if you're not really like green thumbed, I would recommend that you start with a really low maintenance plant like the ZZ or the Vera, which is the mother-in-law's tongue, or the dragon plant like I mentioned. They don't need anything from you, just the occasional TLC. So V Blessed said, I kill everything I try to grow. Should I just accept that I don't have a green thumb? No, we all have green thumbs, okay? We are all intrinsically connected to the planet that we're on. We all have the ability to do what the earth can do. We're basically the same thing. Do you know what I mean? Like Mother Earth and us as women, we are the same thing. We all give birth. We're all fruitful. So I don't believe that there's such a thing as non-green thumbed. I think it's just learning how to deal with different plants and learning the different care that goes into different plants. And if you care enough to like actually go the extra step and learn, then you'll be fine. You can always, just so you feel a little bit, you know, like a pro, you can just go for a plant that's low maintenance, and as you see it grow and flourish, it really does change your life. I love my bed is right here. And I love waking up every day because I open my eyes and all I see is this. I see green. I look in that corner, I see green. If I look in that corner, I see green. And it makes me so happy when I wake up and I see my plants just looking beautiful, just staring at me. It really just makes me feel alive. They keep me grounded. I like taking time to like water them. I love spraying them. I love checking to see if they're okay. I love having like conversations with them. I like bouncing ideas off them. It's definitely not a one-way thing. There's a lot of symbiosis when it comes to being someone who looks after plants. They give you as much as you give them. I feel very much alive in my room, you know, of course, because they're purifying the air. And yeah, it's really amazing. It's such a great feeling to be a plant mom. Like, I can't stress it or recommend it enough. It is honestly like one of my best means of self-care, just really being intentional about giving life and being life and giving love and receiving love. And I love to do that through caring for my plants. So yeah, I'd like to know how to, okay, I don't know what that means. How do you get enough light for these plants? So yeah, like I said, I have the 2 windows, and I don't have blinds or curtains. My room is in the attic of the house, and unless I'm standing like directly by my window, no one can actually see inside my house. But I absolutely love not having windows, curtains. I like waking up with the sun. I'm an early riser anyway, and I like to open my eyes to just my room filled with light. I love light. Oh my god, I sound like a creep, but I really like light. You know, I like to feel light on my skin. I like to see light. I like light, and I like the feel of having my room be so open. And because of that, of course, it benefits my plants as well. Someone says, what fertilizers do you use for your plant? So I do use Baby Bio. I don't have it here with me. I should have brought it upstairs, but I keep it downstairs in the kitchen in the cabinet under the sink, because that's where I fill my watering jug, which was in my room because I was going to show you guys. I bought it in IKEA. Where did it go? 1 second. Hi! So this is my watering jug that I purchased in IKEA for like, I want to say 95p like 4 years ago. I'm pretty sure it's still maybe not more than £1 or just over £1, and it works perfectly. So this is what I use to water all my plants. And this is what I use as my spray bottle, which I keep by the plants. So this is my mist bottle, my Flairosol mist bottle. You might recognize it from my hair videos because I have 2. One that I use for my hair and this one that I use on my plants. And because this is for my plants, you see that it actually says plant water on there. They both contain the same water. I actually like to mist my plants with bottled water and not tap, because we bougie, okay? And I also like to use bottled water in my hair. So, I mean, I could use them interchangeably, but I want my babies to feel like they're special. So yeah, and I'll just be here just... You know? It's nice, I like it. So next question is, I have bought 2 fiddle leaf trees, 2 spiky plants, and I killed them all. I don't know what gives. oh girl, I don't know what gives either, because I don't know how you killed them. But have grace. Give yourself grace. It's very important. If you're going to be a plant mom, if you're going to start looking after plants, give yourself grace, because we're not perfect. We're not perfect, and we make mistakes. And if you do end up killing your plant, give yourself grace. The plant understands. They do. They get it. But yeah, sis, I don't know what you did wrong, so I can't really help you there. But I'm really sorry for your loss, especially if you named them. Like I said, it's much harder when they have names, so I'm really sorry. But don't give up. Keep going. Keep trying. Maybe try some of the easier to look after plants that I mentioned. How often do you water your plants in the winter? Plant feed. P.S. I have plant envy. Thank you, Juliet. In the summertime, I water my Arca Palm, my ficuses, and my Monstera. Yeah, they get watered every week in the summertime. And then in the winter time, where it's colder and the soil stays moist for longer, what I do is I usually end up watering it every 1.5 weeks to 2 weeks. What I do is I stick my finger in to check if the soil is dry for about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Then I know that I need to water it. But I won't water it prior to that, because the soil is holding on to that water content, because it is much colder. It doesn't evaporate as quickly, because you really don't want to over water your plants. They will die. You get the roots will rot as they sit in the water. Fungus and mold and stuff will develop and they will die. Sorry, my cold is gone, but my nose is still like cloggy. So the more I talk, the more awkward I feel like I sound. And then my plants that don't like water, like the Vera, the mother-in-law's tongue, those I water them maybe, like whether it's summer or winter, I water them once in a while, maybe once a month. However, what I do for all of my plants throughout all seasons is that I mist them. I try to mist them daily or every other day, or sometimes multiple times in a day. In the summertime, it's usually multiple times in a day. If I'm walking by, I'll be like, oh. You know? And they love it, so yeah. Oh, and in terms of feed, in the summertime, I do feed my plants like with every water. I feed them. I put feed in it, just a little bit of feed every time I water the plant, so that's weekly. And in the winter time, I might feed it like once a month, and that's it. I think that's pretty much all the questions. So Kyla sent in a question. You guys know Kyla, right? My best friend. And she actually responded to the sticker on Instagram asking you to send me questions, and she actually said no one cares. So yeah, let's end the video right there, because I feel like it's going to be way too long anyway. Xavier, who I mentioned that I adopted, I actually got him from my boyfriend, who was moving offices, and this was a plant that his team used to look after, but like there was no one there to look after it because he was leaving, and I said bring him to me. So I'm gonna do a video on how I re-pot him and give him like a mini makeover, because it needs to have some sticks put in to help it stand up straight, because it's starting to bow, and it needs to go in a bigger pot and things like that. So if there's any questions I missed and any information that I haven't already placed in the description box, be sure to ask me. Thank you so much for loving me as much as you love my plant babies, or loving them as much as you love me. And if you can't tell, I love them with all my heart. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll catch you in my next video. Oh, and if there's something that you want to see, like a video that you want to see me do let me know. If you want to see how to propagate a monstera plant, I do have a highlight on my Instagram. If you're not following me, it's neffyfrofro. I have a highlight called plants, and you can actually see or follow the journey of Sahar, who I propagated from Nabija, and it took, the whole process took 8 weeks. I propagated her in water for 8 weeks. I changed the water weekly, and you can follow how the roots grew in and everything like that, right up until I potted her. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in my next video. Bye. Say bye, baby. Oh, she's so cute.